Okay, hello and welcome to my channel's first pick a card reading. So today's pick a card is going to be really quick. Each pile has 3 cards in it, and so I want you to pick a pile that I will read for you based on what you need to hear right now. It's a super quick reading. It'll take something like 5 to 7 minutes for each pile. And again, it's just something really quick for you to hear and to implement as you are embarking whatever part of the journey that you're currently on. So welcome again to Intuitive TiTi. I'm TiTi. Hi. If you like picking with crystals, I have crystals on the top of each pile. So you can choose pile 1, pile 2, or pile 3. Before you pick a pile, what I'd like you to do is to take a moment to relax, inhale, count to 4, hold your breath, exhale, 5 counts. And if you can, clear your mind, and then when you're ready, I want you to look at these 3 piles and pick the pile that you want the most. So I'll give you a second to do that. Okay, if you're ready, I'm ready. Welcome to today's reading. We're going to start with pile 1 first, then pile 2, then pile 3. There are going to be timestamps in the description and in the comments if you want to skip to your pile. Okay, hey pile 1, welcome to your quick reading on what you need to hear right now. So you have 3 cards, 5 of Cups, 7 of Pentacles, and the Emperor. So looking at this first card right now, things seem like they might not be going so well. You might have had a really great situation that is turning sour. There's 5 cups in this picture. You see a woman who's standing there looking out into the water. There's a bridge in the background, and she's looking down and she's dressed in all black. She doesn't look so happy there. And then you have the 7 of Pentacles. You have someone who's in an abundant garden with lots of greenery, and you see the water canister in the person's hands, but she's very pouty in this space with these 2 trees that are producing lots of pentacles or coin. And finally, you have the Emperor, who is sitting and looking off into the distance as an emperor would do. Sitting there with this Ankh, which is a symbol of life, in their throne, and you see all the clouds in the background and the city skyline. So I'm going to be reading this based off of my intuition. Each card in tarot does have a book of meaning, does have a book that attaches meaning to each of these cards, but I'm going to read this intuitively as opposed to reading the cards based on what a book says the cards mean. So one thing that you need to hear right now is that yes, there's a situation that is either turning sour right now or it's going to turn sour, and that's not going to be a lot of fun. It feels like you were previously in a situation that was pretty good, that was, a nice gig to have, whether it's your job, whether it's a relationship, whether it's a friendship, whether it's just like how you feel about yourself and your own body. It seems like things were going really well and things are starting to become more and more gloomy. And you're kind of looking out at all of the abundance you had previously, of how good it used to be. But what's important to remember here is that what it used to be is still exactly what it is. And so what's really evolving here is you. So you're the part of this scenario that is changing, that's evolving, that's growing over time, or in this new phase and moment of life. And it's a little bit of a mourning of the old you, or the old version of yourself. It's kind of putting that person to bed, putting that person to rest, to lay down, and it's a little bit of mourning. And so you might not be who you used to be. You might be in a period of transition and of growth, and you might be a little bit melancholy about it. You might miss that old person that you used to be and the way that you used to see the world. A lot of times this can happen when you're also having a paradigm shift. So you might have saw the world as this big, beautiful place where anything is possible, anything can happen, and then you've learned and you've grown, and now you start to see things that you didn't see before. And now it's kind of hard to be satisfied with the way that things were previously, because now you have a new awareness. So there's definitely a space of transitioning that's happened, or will happen. And you're going to be in the exact same situation that you've always been, but what's going to change here is you and your perspective. And what's really important for you to know is that you can pout about it, or you could really manifest something beautiful. So despite all of this change, you have the power to really water and to grow something beautiful. You have all the resources and tools. You already have vegetation and life around you that is blooming and blossoming. And these are things that, pay bills. These are things that satisfy your soul, etc. You just look silly sitting in this new opportunity with this new vantage point and pouting about it. So, of course, there's a moment to be sad, there's a moment to mourn, but if you drag this mourning into your new situation, into this new phase, into this new way of seeing the world or existing in the world, you're gonna look ridiculous. You're gonna look absolutely ridiculous. So be careful and mindful of that, and just really think about what you have around you, and think about, the fact that you have all the tools. And not only do you have all the tools, you're pretty much guaranteed success. So even though things have changed, and hopefully for the better, the way that things change can still serve you. And you can miss all of that if you're so busy looking back at how things used to be. And finally, you have the Emperor card. And this is kind of like that nagging feeling that's in the back of your throat, or maybe in the back of your mind, that things were supposed to have gone a certain kind of way. And I think this is connected to this card here, this Five of Cups card here, where things were supposed to have gone a certain way, and they didn't. And so maybe this is a little bit of a breakup, and not a literal breakup in a relationship, but just like a bit of a breakup from the way you thought it was going to be. Maybe it's the life path you thought you were going to be on, etc. But no, it didn't happen that way. And there's a feeling in the back of your mind that this other way, or this new way, or this evolved way is not the way that it's supposed to be. But really, you should open your eyes and open your mind to the possibilities of what it can be instead. It doesn't have to be this way. It doesn't have to be that rigid. There is space to, be more flexible. And really, I think this rigidity here, being so rigid, is probably what's contributing to this poutiness, despite all this abundance. So the message seems pretty clear to me. Things are changing, you're in a transition, and you can grieve. There's something wrong with that. Sometimes it's hard to move on and be in a different space, but you can't stay there forever. You can't, look back at that forever. Accept yourself and the changes that you've undergone, and really allow them to flourish. Allow there to be new pathways for you. Allow there to be new standards for success, new standards for love, new standards for life. It doesn't have to be rigid the way that you thought it would be. And if you do that, you're really going to awaken to all the beauty, despite this new transition, and feeling like everything you used to know or used to aspire to is kind of like dying, because you've changed. Nothing else has, but your perspective. Now you can't even ignore it. Whatever it is that you've transitioned or are now able to see, you've already changed, and it's not a bad thing that things are not the same. But if you choose to pout and you choose to be rigid with yourself and not be flexible and accepting of yourself in this new transition, it's not going to be good for you. You're going to be in a space of funk, and it doesn't have to be this way at all. So that's what you need to hear right now, is that accept this moment of transition and look around for all of the blessings that are around you. You are in a good space, and you transition for a reason. Everyone has to evolve. It's part of the human experience. So I hope this reading was helpful and useful to you. Please leave a comment below, like and subscribe to my channel, please. I'm trying to grow my channel, and I so am appreciative of you joining me for today's reading. Again, this was your quick 5-minute reading on what you need to hear right now. If this resonated with you, please leave a message in the comment section. And if you have any additional questions that you might want me to ask in the future or to talk about in the future, or any suggestions, also feel free to leave those down in the comments. Thank you so much, Group 1. Bye. Hello, Pile 2. Welcome to your pick a card reading. Today's reading is going to be super quick. It's just going to be 5 or 7 minutes, and it's based on what you need to hear right now. So you picked Pile 2, and it has these 3 cards in the deck. And the way that I pick these cards and the way that I'll read them is based on intuition. So a lot of these cards already have meanings, and there are booklets and different interpretations of those meanings. And so I will use a little bit of that, but mostly my intuition in terms of how I'm seeing these cards right now and how they make sense to me to put together into a message for you to receive. So if you like this reading, please like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know if this resonates with you, and let's go ahead and get into it. So you have the 3 of Wands here, and you see a person standing on ground looking over the water, and they're very solid, right? They're viewing over the water, over the lake. You've got a couple of boats that are right there hanging around, and you're pretty solid. You have your support, you have like your backup, you're feeling really good. Right now, I would say you're doing pretty okay. There's no rocks crumbling under you. You're not on one of those boats rocking back and forth in the waves of life, but rather you're on solid ground. You've got a good view. There's nothing blocking your view. You've even got, some supports and some aids around you to help you as you continue this journey forward. So right now, it looks like things are going really, really well. Then you have this 5 of Wands, and you have a group of women who are looking like they are in cahoots of some sort. There's chaos happening here. So while you are solid, the situation that you're in right now is a little bit chaotic. And one thing you'll want to do is find a way to weather this chaos and still stay solid. Do not risk unearthing your grounding. Do not risk losing your sense of security and your calmness to the chaos that's happening right now. Do not give in to that because you'll be just fine. So if you look at the star here, there are plenty of opportunities around you. There are plenty of things that will help you. And really, what you should notice about this card in relation to these other cards is really that if you keep your grounding, despite all the chaos that's happening in your life, you will be peaceful. You will be in your natural habitat. You will remain a sense of calm, a sense of abundance, a sense of being able to continue to do your work, continuing to show up for your friends and your family, being able to give to them and to receive from them. It's a bright, beautiful night and day, and so you'll have new beginnings, new cycles that are really great. But you run the risk of really letting this chaos impact you. So really, you have to stand your ground, and that you won't get tossed in with everything that's happening around you, especially because, these might be like-minded folks. This might be your crew. This might be your tribe of people. And so you respect them and you all want the same things. But right now there's chaos because maybe you can't agree on how things are supposed to play out. Perhaps you're arguing over the right direction to go in. These could be co-workers, it could be a boss, it could be a group of friends, it could be your family. Regardless, you're all on the same team. You're all on the same tribe. And so with everyone pulling in different directions, things are gonna work out, but what's most important while you're going through this kind of chaotic period is that you stay solid. Do not lose sight of the things that keep you grounded. You're gonna need that now more than ever. And if you do that, you will have peace, and you will still be able to have great relationships with all the people in your tribe. This does not mean that you're the peacemaker. This does not mean that you give in to whatever is causing the chaos, and that you don't stand up for yourself, or you don't say your opinion or anything like that. It just means that, you'll say your piece, stay grounded in your principles and who you are and your integrity. And in the end, you'll come out fine for it. You will come out at peace. You'll come out still in connection. So if you're worried about, any kind of waves or ripples that might come into effect as a result of this chaos, and maybe disagreeing with somebody, or not joining their team, you might be thinking, I don't want there to be a strain on our relationship. But what this card is telling me is that everything will be okay. And anything that was really chaotic and really, hectic will calm down. It will calm down. It will be peaceful. You will be at peace. You will be thriving. You will be healthy, and you will be healed. So whatever chaos that comes out of the situation, you will be fine as long as you stay grounded in your principles, your values, your integrity, and who you are. Don't give up who you are. Don't lean into the tribe of folks just to please them and just to ease any tensions or chaos. Stand your ground, hold true to yourself, and you'll come out just fine. You'll have all your relationships intact. Your work environment will be fine. Your relationship will be fine. Whatever the thing is that's causing all this chaos, everything will work out and everything will be fine. So if you enjoyed this reading, please again, give me a like, a thumbs up, subscribe, and comment below if it resonated with you. Let me know if you have any other questions you'd like me to do a pick a card reading on. And again, I appreciate you so much. Thanks. Okay, welcome back, pile number 3. Thank you so much for joining me. Today's pick a card reading is going to be a really quick 5 to 7 minute reading on what you need to hear right now. So this is a timeless reading. It doesn't matter what date this was published. Anytime you look back at this is a reading for you. So let's look at all the cards that you got. 2 of Pentacles, the 7 of Cups, and the Fool. So if you take a look at these cards, you have, one person who's in some ways balancing a couple of different options. And they're all really good options at that, right? So one is kind of, a little bit better than the other, but all in all, these are good options to have. And really, they're options that will continuously come up over and over again. So this could be talking about like maybe a job opportunity. But if it is for a job opportunity, I think no matter which option you choose, or that you're in the predicament of choosing between right now, you will always have more options. You're never going to be stuck, ever. So even if you pick this option and it doesn't work out for whatever reason, it's fine. You'll have more options. 100%, you'll have more options. Then you have the 7 of Cups, and what do you know? You have 7 cups that are full of lots of different choices. And some of them are really, really great choices, and some of them are a little bit not so great. What's most important here is that, you have a dream, and it's going to take a little bit of a risk, and you don't know what you're going to get. But no matter what option you choose, it's going to be okay. So you'll either learn the lesson that you need to learn, or you will get exactly everything you've always dreamed of, and it will just manifest beautifully. You will just follow your own, you will be a living example of your own dreams, and you will really bask in that light and enjoy it and be in your own little world. And so really what it looks like is you can't go wrong with any of these options. So you can't go wrong. But the predicament that you're in right now is like, how do you choose which of these options to go with? And again, it could be about a job, a career. It could be about school and trying to decide, do you want to stay in school? Do you want to exit school? Trying to decide which school to attend. There's so many different decisions. Staying at home with your child or returning back to work, apologize to, a friend, or really work with them to help them figure out what they could be doing better. Either way, you can't go wrong. You can't go wrong in this reading. And, some other choices are going to have, less than desirable effects, and they might shake things up, but they're not going to be disastrous. They're not. They're not going to ruin you. They're not going to ruin the things that you've built up to this point or tried to build. There'll just be lessons learned. And so you're either going to get a really great lesson learned, or you're going to get exactly what you want. Either way, by engaging these risks, by weighing the pros and cons of each of these options, and by even engaging in this risk, you're on the right path. You're on the right path. Because to not choose and to not engage would mean to allow yourself to stay in the exact same position where you are right now. And these options are not about staying in the same place at all. These options are about contemplating your next move. You're going somewhere, you're going towards your dreams, towards your aspirations in your future, things that you've always loved or always had a passion for, that always just felt right, like it just felt right in your soul. Those are the options. And no matter what you choose or how you choose to get there, you will get there. As long as you keep keeping that passion and energy central in what you do, and expect that, any option that you choose, like the outcome might not be favorable, but it's going to be a lesson that gets you here. It won't be in vain. It won't be in vain at all. And you're going to consistently be making these choices to get to this space of fully pursuing your dreams and your passion. So it's not even going to be like just this one choice, really. It's going to be multiple choices over and over again that you'll have to make, and you'll have to decide. And so these could be really small choices and options, or they could be really huge and life-changing. But no matter the scale of them, you're going to have options always, and you're going to always weigh them and contemplate them with respect to your life and thinking about what you should do. And no matter what you choose, it's going to be good. It's going to work out for you. No matter what you choose, it's going to get you to your passion and to the things that you love. So that's what I see for you. Again, don't be afraid of the lessons learned, because no matter what you get, lessons learned or abundance, or you actually are making it happen, no matter what you choose, you're going to get to this passion project. As long as you keep yourself and what you love central to what you do, as long as you keep your head up, this is where you'll get. So thank you so much for joining for this Pick a Card reading pile 3. I hope you enjoyed the reading. If you did, please like and subscribe. And in the comments, let me know if this resonated with you, or if it didn't, let me know. And I look forward to reading and liking all of your comments. Thanks so much. I'll see you next time, and bye.